Good morning. Good morning, BC. How are you doing? Oh, I'm getting beeps. Uh, it's morning, and I'm still trying to wake up. Uh, so, I never do this. To you, VC. Thank you. Slurpee tea. Yes. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Appreciate it. I really do. I don't post as much as I should, and yesterday was a good reason why. Because after taking the time to post, to make it, and then to upload it, I got a third party, because of 2 seconds of music that got through when I wasn't talking, I guess. And that's fair. It wasn't there was no strike against me or anything like that. But, and I think I've had this before, but I usually get an email saying, you don't need to do anything. You don't need to take your video down. Just go here and do that. But I didn't get one of those emails. And so I just deleted the post, and I'm reposting now. So this is a new post, new version of the post. Although I have to admit, you're missing out on a lot of fun from that last post, because Dexter was all over the place. He's eating right now, so hopefully he'll stay away. But he was jumping up. At one point, he knocked over the camera, and then I don't know if he did it, or maybe I did it. But there's a couple of boxes behind the camera that I've been going through. I took out of storage, and they were stacked on each other, and one of them in the middle of my talking about something. I don't know. I think a George Harrison album, which I have here. That reminds me, I gotta pull something else out. Not prepared. Not prepared. Everybody, close your eyes for a second, because I don't want you to see what this could be. Oh, what could this be? I better put this up here, or I'm being a dork. I don't care. So anyway, it was just, and Dexter kept jumping up and getting in the picture, and I'll show him off here when he's done eating. I'm happy he's eating. I want him to eat. But maybe at some point I'll upload that video. It's like 27 minutes long anyway. And maybe I'll upload it and just take all the sound out completely. And just maybe put some goofy music behind it, and you can just watch the antics, because it's crazy. Or not. I wouldn't want to put you through that. Although I'm sure there are some people who might watch it. And it's worth it just to see a lot of Dexter, because he was just all over the place. Anyway, that was actually a day of vinyl update that I wanted to do. It's a beautiful day outside yesterday, beautiful day today. Spring is finally here, although it won't last, in this part of the world. I know it's been rough over on the East Coast, and I hope you guys get your turnaround pretty soon of spring weather. But it is so nice and so mood changing when you see a lot of blue sky, and warm temperatures too. It's, well, yesterday when I did this in the afternoon, it was 64 degrees. Right now it's 54. So, but anyway, enough of that. Enough of the weather. Enough of everything. I went in and picked up a pizza for someone. You know who you are. Happy to do it. And while I was in there, I found one other item, which is that I couldn't walk out without, because it is a reissue that is already out of print. And it is Alexander Robotnik. I can't pronounce this correctly, even though I'm part French. If Fred is watching, maybe he can help me out. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. There it is. Alexander Robotnik. And it's on Medical Records. Medical Records is a reissue label that is sponsored by, or owned by, a gentleman here in Seattle. And this reissue, he's been reissuing a lot of German and techno 80s music. And this is the first issue. It's numbered number 439 of 500, and it's on blue wax, which is very cool. There's Medical Records label. And if you look up Medical Records music, you will probably find their website, and you can order items from their website. I think even the repress of this album is out of print. So the original press that this is, that's why I was happy to find it, and its subsequent repress is already out of print. So, but you know, a lot of stores still have these, and you might be able to find them there. If it's something that you're really interested in, call around to some Seattle record stores. I picked this one up at Silver Platters. I've never seen any new stock of this except at Easy Street. And they no longer exist, and I haven't seen this reappear. They had the reissue of this there, and I almost bought it once. They had this reappear, the reissue at Easy Street here, but it hasn't shown. It hasn't reappeared at the West Seattle store. So, anyway, if you look at Medical Records, their website, they have a list of where you can order these. He has, I don't know, maybe 12, I think, going right now. The earliest of which, like Alexander Robotnik, are already out of print, and it's a couple of them he's already reissued it, and those are out of print, some of them. But and it'll say whether or not they're available. But give some of the record stores around here a call if it's something you're interested in, and you know, somebody might have it. You never know. I don't recall who told me about this, who tipped me off on Facebook. I apologize. Please identify yourself so that you can be given credit. But I was told this was available through Amazon Canada for $35 American, including shipping. And when I've been seeing it going for 124 or 90 or 80, I just shied away from it. But happy to have it now. This is the Thick as a Brick box, Thick as a Brick 1 and 2 on vinyl, with Thick as a Brick 1 remastered by Steven Wilson, and a nice big thick booklet here. Have not opened this yet, obviously, but I just realized this is the first time I've seen the artwork up close and looked at it. How, you know, Thick as a Brick 1 opened up to be a newspaper, and 2 is on an iPad. So that's very cool. I like that. Anyway, that came in the mail, along with a couple other things. Well, one other thing, actually. I started my my Scott Walker collection with Scott. This is an original from the good old 60s, mono pressing on Phillips. Few little, you know, little age issues. Not issues, but, you know, a little crease here. The cover is in fine shape. It's got a little indentation of the vinyl. That's fine. And the good old Made in England sleeve here. I'll carefully pull this out. I had a problem yesterday because I realized that the inner plastic sleeve, nice Phillips mono label, in pristine condition. I haven't played this yet, but I will. This inner sleeve is not attached to the outer paper sleeve, so there's an inner plastic sleeve. Yesterday I shoved it in here and it all folded up. Yeah, Dexter, you keep eating. Let me make this video in peace. He was relentless. I think he was hungry, but I tried to keep his dinner time to 6 o'clock, and I was making this video around 4 or so, 4:30. But he had a whole can of food earlier in the day. So, you know, it's like, come on. He eats a can of food in the morning, a can of food at night. So he is one hungry kitty. And trying to get some weight put back on him, and it's getting on there. So he's doing really well. So yesterday, I went to Jive Time, picked up a couple of things that I'm not going to show because both at Jive Time and I also went to Sonic because they might be VCLT, and they're nothing really to write home about. But I just wanted to show you. A lot of people know about this. I did not get this yesterday, but this is the German pressing of Magical Mystery Tour, which for a long time had the best, pretty much the best version of this album you could get. It had the true stereo of side 2, and pretty much the only place you could get the true stereo of side 2. But this is as you see here, this has the Apple label up here, and you'll notice a few other interesting things like is it EMI? Yeah, EMI Electrola down here logo, and this white band down here that doesn't have much going on. This Apple logo is also on top of a very large pink square, or pink rectangle here. There are also a few other changes. This must have been a reissue from the original, and not really sure what the original looks like. Nice Apple, German Apple label, which I'll show you. Again, I've had this for a long time. I bought this way back when, probably in the 80s sometime. But this has the Gemma logo, stereo, nice, clean, sounds great. But there's always been a variation of it. I've never seen another version other than these two. One with the Apple logo here, up here, and then one with the Horzu label. And I've always wanted to get the Horzu label. So of course yesterday when I went into Jive Time, there was a copy of this album with the Horzu label up here. Yay! Hooray, hooray, hooray. Now one other thing real quick I want to take a look at. Now there's some differences. One, besides the Horzu label, the coloring overall is a little more vibrant if you compare the two. The back unfortunately has a name written on it, but that's okay. No EMI Electrola down here, but a lot of other information written down here. And this is also different information up here in the corner. I'm assuming that this is the first pressing of this. I don't know. It says up here it's also available in mono. I've never seen a mono version of this, but this is the, excuse me, this is the stereo version. Allergies. Fun. So thought I'd compare these two. It's kind of interesting to see for me, for Beatle geeks. This is the one I had originally. This is the Horzu that I just picked up, and you can kind of see that there's a variation. There's a difference in the coloring. I think the Horzu coloring is a lot better, a lot more interesting. There's also a lot more. There's an I just noticed there's an EMI embossing on my original copy, and everything else is almost the same. Like I said, this one comments that there's a mono version, which would also lend me to believe that this is perhaps an original. I'm not sure, but either way, what's also nice is that this original Horzu also came in very cool yellow inner sleeve. This is advertising some other artists. And this has the Horzu label along with the person's name written on the label of the record, unfortunately, but that was okay. And here this side, it's also got that Gemma, G-E-M-A logo, but the Horzu above it. So anyway, that was a nice pickup, unexpected, and happy to have it. Now I have both versions. How greedy of me. I don't care. That was wasn't really a grail so much. It was just, it would be nice, it would be cool to have another copy of the German version, but also this Horzu version. Of course, you know, this is how we turn a quick video into a long video. I'm kind of obsessed though, getting these things back in. Back. Anyway, so there's that. Very happy to have those. Put these back in. So, hooray Beatles. Wow, it's down there. And the other night on Facebook, there was some Gabor being shown off, and I was showing I have a live album of his I forgot about, but I was showing Spellbinder, which is very cool album. I really like it. This is in fact the album that was playing with my other clip that I made. I was like the artwork on this as well. This is the mono version. I think I bought a stereo copy of it as well. What's kind of interesting is right here you can see the word stereo kind of half covered up. So all you have to do is drop the artwork down and drop the artwork down here and remove the word monaural, and you got a stereo cover, so that's interesting. Also have to take it off there as well, but nice how they kind of dual purpose the covers and then just stamp monaural on it. So that was the cover I showed on Facebook of this album. It's very, very good. Okay, I'm not going to waste any more time putting things back until afterwards. So I was in Easy Street, or not Easy Street. I wish I was in Easy Street. The one up the street, at least. But I was in Jive Time, and I found another. I was thinking about picking up the Best of Gabor, which I think they had a copy of, but I came across this, which is Wind, Sky, and Diamonds, Gabor, and the California Dreamers, which is a backing band that he has with him. Haven't heard this yet, but it's a nice, great Impulse, glossy Impulse, wide spine cover, and of course has the company sleeve and the Impulse ABC logo there, which is really nice. Wind, Sky, and Diamonds, Gabor. Looking forward to buying this. The reason I grabbed this one as opposed to the Best of, which I probably will buy eventually, was that it had some interesting song choices here. White Rabbit, Saigon Bride, 12:30, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, To Sir with Love, Are You There, A Day in the Life, W.C. Fields, which I think, that sounds familiar now that I think about it. I'll have to play it and find out. The End of Life, Guantanamera. Given the song choices and the artwork here on the album, Derek just posted about David Bowie, the new David Bowie album, and he brought up an album of Rod McEwen that was sort of an exploitative take on the hippie movement back in the 60s. And I don't know if this is so much exploitative as it is, well, this could maybe fit into that genre. I mean, look at the illustrations here, the artwork, and the choice of songs, and looking forward to hearing the music, which I'm sure will be very good. But this could maybe fall into that category as well. You could say that. I'm not sure what year this came out, but obviously it's probably, I'm guessing 68, maybe 69. I don't see. Oh, nice! It has sitar on this as well. I was looking at some of the credits. Gabor plays a Gibson guitar and a chorale electric sitar. Also, Gabor is playing the sitar on this. Cool. Excellent. That's great. So, anyway, looking forward to giving that a spin and a listen. The other night, we were also looking at, everybody was showing off their record on the Bunnymen albums. Somebody, or 45s, showing a lot of 45s. And 12-inch singles and whatnot. Somebody posted this one, I don't remember who. And this one just popped up. And I picked it up. It was like $1.99. And it's got a couple of spots of what feels to be like glue, some kind of goopy stuff, just small little specks of it on here. And I've done that before. I've gotten rid of that before, so I feel pretty confident I can get rid of it again. I had another album that 10-inch that I got. I was able to get rid of the glue, and so I'm going to put these guys away real quick so they get out of the way. There we go. Let's see. And then it was off to Sonic Boom. Well, I'll just grab this guy first. I've never seen I've got a number of albums on Bam Caruso's label, but I've never seen a Bam Caruso 45 before. And this one says Radio Play Jukebox Edition. So this one, it's the Seeds doing Push It Too Hard, which is a great song, and then the Giants, Greener Days on this side. And it's promoting, for the Seeds, it's promoting the forthcoming album Evil Hoodoo. And for the Giants, from the forthcoming album I Wonder. So, and this side, it's got a pretty cool stamp, not just a physical sticky stamp, but they stamped it made in England and made in England here. But again, it says radio play jukebox edition. Maybe this was a promo. I don't know, but I've never seen a Bam Caruso company sleeve before, so that was really nice. So I picked that up. Yeah, this post is going a lot smoother than yesterday, so that's good. The other couple of items that I picked up at Sonic was George Harrison, Cloud 9. Oddly enough, I have a picture disc of this album, but I don't have... Let me see if I can pull that out real quick. Take some things off the wall here real fast to get to it. Oh, it's all my George Harrison stuff. There it is. So there's, I don't know how well you can see. I don't want to take it out of the. It's in a resealable. But so there's that. Here it is, the B side, but it's mostly all about the A side. So there's the picture disc, which I always had, and oddly enough, I don't think I had just a regular vinyl copy of this. So that was a good press. That was a good find. Slip that in there. In fact, I don't think I've ever. I think I took it out to photograph it. Yeah, I have some other. Special thanks to. What's also nice is this is a promo, gold stamp. Has a sticker down here saying contains the hit single Got My Mind Set on You. Nice custom inner sleeve photos. Whoa. Whoa. Okay. Guess what I just found? Something I didn't know I had. It was in here. This is a real promo. Look at this. You just saw it fall right out of the jacket. I didn't see this before. This is from Dark Horse Records. George Harrison talks about old guitars, new songs, and when we were fab. It's been 5 years between the release of George. It's like this. It's a really cool little interview, and it's must be George talking about things. Cool. What else is in here? Maybe a guitar pick from George. Nope. Just a little promo item. Very cool. I had no idea that was in there. Excellent. Was When We Were Fab on this album? Yeah. See, it's When We Was Fab. Yeah, it's When We Was Fab. They've got it When We Were Fab here. But speaking of which, that picture disc of When We Were Fab. When We Was Fab. Now I'm getting it wrong. There's the B side. I don't know if you can see it through the glare and all that. I've got a couple of here. This is still going to be a 30-minute video. I'm just going to make it up instead of Dexter interrupting. George is going to interrupt here, but so I actually showed this the other night as well when Derek was showing some of his George albums. And let's see, what else do I have from this album? Oh, we got some things. Oh, here's this. Here's a regular standard 12-inch. I've also got the box 45 of this somewhere. And I've got... Can't remember what else I was going to say. Oh, I've got just the standard 45 cover of this. But this is the When We Was Fab 12-inch. And here's I think this is promo, isn't it? This should be a promo. Maybe not. This has Got My Mind Set on You single version with Leia's head on that side, and Got My Mind Set on You extended version. That's a 12-inch single. This is probably a promo. I'm not sure. But I'm not going to pull it out. So anyway, lots of stuff to go with. And finally, after all these years, I can't believe I never bought this on vinyl. I think this was coming out on I think this came out it's on CD at the same time, and so I just went for the CD. Okay, Dexter is loose. I can't make any promises. He isn't going to jump up and knock the camera over like he did yesterday. And so, but that was a cool little find there, live on a VC post. Very cool. So let's get this put back, and let's get this put together with its counterparts. Great. Great. I'm going to put that on that side of it, I think. Yeah, this is mostly George down here. And George down here and Ringo. This is a Traveling Wilburys box set. That's a whole other video. You probably couldn't even see that because I was blocking it. But anyway, this is mostly all George. I've got some more George up there and some Ringo here. So not as much Ringo as I do George. Okay, back to my finds. That was kind of a fun find right there, live on video. I'd seen this before and was very happy to suddenly run into it at Sonic, and that is Queen at the Beeb. And I don't know, I look at this and it says to me, excuse me, I need to grab a drink. Lukewarm tea. Great. Queen at the Beeb. I downloaded this from iTunes, and I think I bought the CD of it. And I saw when I was looking on eBay that there was a vinyl version of it, and apparently this is it. It's on Band of Joy Records. It looks to be, has all the markings of it being legitimate. It's high quality. The printing on it is very good. There's the back side. And it's a nice custom label. On one side it's the Queen logo with information about the track listing, and on side 2 it's, well, this is side 1 actually. It's the band, same cover from the cover of the vinyl. So this is very cool to have this. I'm trying to rebuild my Queen catalog, preferably UK pressings. But it's much easier to find the US pressings here, and as I find them affordable. I'm buying them. Queen's first album and Queen 2 are the ones I'm really looking for now. I've got Sheer Heart Attack and News of the World. I think that might be the only ones I have right now. I used to have them all. I did. I used to have them all. I think the first Queen album I bought was Queen 2. But I sold them all when I had everything up. I had everything up through the game. Including the game, and then after that the band kind of lost me. I moved on to other music. About that time, punk, new wave, everything was really settling in, and I was sort of really interested in that. And a lot of bands that I listened to up until that point just sort of got set aside. I broke up with them and said, I think we need to see other bands, and so I set them aside, and I started listening to other bands, including this one. And last weekend I was invited up to a friend's place, and they had me up for dinner and a movie, and the movie was Sid and Nancy, which I have always wanted to see, but for various reasons I never watched it. I'm a big Gary Goldman fan, and I was always curious to see this film. This was his first big breakout movie where he was the lead, and really got a lot of attention. So I was always interested in it, and the storyline was interesting, but I also know it was kind of depressing, and I just, for a variety of reasons, I never wanted to watch the movie, and I did want to watch it, and I didn't want to watch it, and I guess the time was right, some 35 years later, to watch that show. And then I started thinking, wow, it'd be great to have Sex Pistols album again. And I didn't want to get I've been putting off buying a reissue and all this and that. Well, at Sonic Boom, I walk up, and actually, before I see anything else, this is right there in front. And talk about the best time, the right time, being at the right place at the right time. Here it is. Now, you notice something about it? Pretty interesting. Yeah. I sent a little photo of this guy right here, saying this album may contain material unsuitable for airplay. Nice. And then, of course, I noticed this promo copy. I went, wow. And I thought, so I'm holding it like this. I'm reading it. I'm looking at it. And as I'm reading that, I'm looking at it, I'm going, I wonder if it's a reissue or if it's the real thing. And then I go, is the sticker? Yeah. Submission sticker's there. I can feel it. There it is. And I was doing exactly that. Fondling the back of the record, as you can see. So it's like, wow, fantastic. Let's see what kind of condition it's in. Even if at the price they have for it, even if the condition isn't good, I'll take it. No seam splits on this custom inner sleeve. All the photos. 1977 Warner Brother Records. So that was very cool. And to top it off, white label promo with the Warner Brother and Virgin label up top. And this album is untouched. It's like it was never played. Either it was never played, or someone put it on at the time. Whoever owned this, whatever radio station had it, or whoever received the promotional issue. They played a little bit of it and said thanks but no thanks, put it away, and never played it again because that vinyl, it looks like it just came off the press. So couldn't be happier. There's a little bit of rough edging up here. The spine is a little rough, but not bad. But other than getting an original British pressing or a promo British pressing, I couldn't be happier with this. So, sometimes you wait long enough, you get what you want. And this is incredible. I couldn't believe it. At the price that I got it, too. It's great. So, very happy. So, I'm looking around and digging through a few other things, a few other areas. Went through a bunch of 45s. At one point, I had a handful of House Martin 45s, and I have these in my hands. And I had one other thing in my hand that I'm not going to show because it might be some ECLT. And I just sort of went, plus Record Store Day is coming up. And so I put back the House Martin 45s. If they're still there next week when I get paid, I might go and pick them up. But they also had some Foo Fighter 45s up on their wall and an original Foo Fighters album that I was interested in. But I put the 45s back, and then I kept digging around and looked around at the... oddly enough, they had a separate indie section. They had this in the standard new arrivals for used. And then in the indie rock section, they had this, which, I immediately zeroed in on the Sex Pistols, thinking this was some kind of a boot or something. I'm not sure. The Biggest Blow, A Punk Prayer by Ronnie Biggs, and it's got Jones, Biggs, Borman, and Cook. The leftovers of the Sex Pistols. And on the back it has Sid Vicious doing his I Did It My Way video, which is very surreal to have seen this because if you've seen Sid and Nancy, there's this dream sequence version of making the video, which is very strange. And then the back, it has, Sex Pistols again up here, and it says from the forthcoming film, The Great Rock and Roll Swindle, a Matrix Best Production. And then up above it has VS22012, Tiberi, Tiberi, I'm assuming maybe for the photo. And then on this side, there's Zawadzki for, I'm assuming, this photo. So I'm thinking this is a boot or something. I'm not sure. But it's basically the side projects that were being done by the band after they kind of fell apart. So I take it out, and it's got the Great Rock and Roll Swindle logo on it, and Sex Pistols down below, and the Virgin logo down below. So from 1978, it's basically the same on both sides. This is, they're just one track a piece, one track aside. 45 RPM, produced by Cook Jones and produced by, it just says Matrix Best Production on that side. So The Biggest Blow was produced by Cook Jones. Matrix Best Production on the Sid Vicious side. So, load up correctly. There you go. So this is, looks to me to be a white label promo again. It doesn't say promo anywhere. As far as I know, it could still be a. It just doesn't look like a boot. I don't know. It looks like the real thing. I'm pretty sure it is. If anybody knows anything about this, because I've never seen it before, even way back when. If anybody knows anything about this guy, let me know. I'm very curious. But it's, I'm sure it came along with the Sex Pistols album, promo album. This seems to be a promo item. So they had to go home together with me. And that was my big find yesterday. That and the Magical Mystery Tour Horzu edition. Anyway, this is probably about 30 minutes, even though it didn't have all the interruptions from Dexter. He wandered around here and then he went back to his food, so that's a good thing. Keep eating, buddy. You're licking the plate right now. Keep eating. The food is off to the left. He's a special needs kitty. He is. He needs some help sometimes, and I'm going to go help him right now. Thanks, VC. Thanks for all the subscriptions. Take care. Hope wherever you are, you're having good weather, and if you're not having good weather today, hopefully it'll be good tomorrow, and you'll have a great spring. And all the best to everybody out there. Thanks. Bye.